right now you're at the Bicycle Depot at 835 Albion Road, between the intersection of Islington and Albion. A store that has been here as a retail bike shop, retail and service and sales for the last 29 years. So again, from the Bicycle Depot, this is a sample bike I'm just kind of highlighting here in the shop. It would be what you call a city hybrid. And what a city hybrid is one of those riders who love to get out, get down into the city, explore their city, or explore their neighborhood. So this type of bike is called a city hybrid. It offers you a full aluminum frame, which give you that lightweight into it. It offers you the disc brake, which offer you that strength of stopping the bike a lot faster. It offers you the one single gear in the front, which helps in the sense that it's less product to break on the bike or less stuff to get messed up on the bike. But it did offer you the multi-gears in the back, so if you have certain hills and stuff that you need to climb. And this is a branded bike from a company called Norco. They've been around for about 63 years. We've been a loyal supporter of them. We have a thing that we feel that if the product that we are selling from the company, and the company is very supportive of us, they support their bikes in the back end. If something is wrong, they stand behind the bike. We are 10 times more likely to support that brand because it's a two-way street. So the consumer is getting the service from us, and we're getting the service from the company that bought the bike. So that makes it seamless for the customer, so they don't have that downtime. If the bike come into the shop, we try to expedite their warranty for them. So a bike like this is solid. You could get 10, 20 years out of a bike like this once you store it and get it maintained properly from us. A bike shop like us, we offer you one free tune-up on the bike when you buy it. That's like a complimentary tune-up for the bike that we give to the customer. That is, whatever value we sell that tune-up for is given to you. And also we offer free adjustment for how long you own the bike. So we really go behind supporting the product because we know it's a bicycle, it's mechanical, things will go wrong. Not only go wrong, sometimes people misuse and abuse stuff. We're still here to help them through it. So in that sense, you're looking at a bike like this, a city bike, runs around 600 bucks. Again, in bike shop, that would be considered like a mid-range bike, and then it goes up from there in terms of price point based on what the consumer wants are. So they might want a bike just like this, but they want better components on it. It will change the price. As the price goes up, the components goes up on the bike in terms of quality. The bike get lighter, but obviously they pay for that. So putting up to a wrap, this is what you're looking at. It's called a street hybrid bike. Thanks again.
Welcome back to K Production 416 Remix. I'm your host Kino, and today we're live in Etobicoke at Bicycle Depot. I'm sitting down with the legendary twin duos, Rick and Robbie Den, who's been keeping Toronto on wheels since 1997. Let's get into it.
Hey guys, my name is Rob, and this is my twin Rick.
Nice.
As Kino said, we've been here for, actually ironically tomorrow will be 29 years. It's our 29th anniversary on 7th of March. We've been servicing the Rexdale North Etobicoke community for 29 years. And beyond, to add, we've had customers from all across Ontario and the greater GTA. We have customers from all the way from Barrie, all the way from Hamilton, you name it. Oshawa, Bolton. Yeah. So the bike shop has been here as a family business, as my brother and I has established it since 1997. We're here to serve the community, and that's what our goal from the initial start of the business, and we maintain that. And we just grew in terms of learning our customers' needs and wants and fulfilling that to the best of our expectation, satisfying the customer as best as we can, providing the best service, the best expertise that we have. Competitive pricing. Everything at a competitive price so they can benefit. Our Google reviews is a test to that because it shows our credibility in the industry, that we stand strong for what we offer our customers, and we stand behind our service and the products that we offer.
You guys been partners for a decade. How do you divide the work? Who's the visionary and who's the operator?
We both
share equally in the store. However, I have taken upon myself to manage more of the front end of the store in terms of the merchandise, in terms of the parts and accessory, the bike purchasing, conducting the sale, and ensuring all the paperwork is done accurately and clean, while Rick manages the service department in terms of ensuring all the repairs are done properly. All the bike that comes in that needs to be repaired is inspected properly and thoroughly, so the customer bike is fixed safely for them. So he handled the service department.
So, the service side of things I love, because I enjoy working with my hands. It's a fun thing for me. It's a challenge every day to deal with different bikes, different problems. And we have the years of experience. The both of us, combined experience is almost 70 years of bike fixing experience that we have. So the knowledge is there, and that's why we have consistent, repeated customers coming to the shop, because they don't come to the bicycle depot, they come to us, because we are the shop, we are the expertise. So they know when they come to get their bike fixed,
It's just the two of us.
It's just the two of us. We're the one that's going to address their issues and resolve it for them as best as we can with our experience. And that's what kept us here, because they come back to know that
The reliability.
reliability in terms of servicing that we have, provide them with that expertise that they want, and ensuring that we complete the job for them in a professional manner.
It doesn't mean that I don't help out in the service area. I do if we get busy.
We tag team. We're a tag team. Put it that way. We're a dual tag team. We switch roles at times when it's needed, because sometimes he might be in the back fixing a bike. I've stepped up to the front to take care of a customer, so I address it the same way he would, and he will step in the front to do it. So it's a dual thing. We both have the equal ability to handle the store,
The
either
front and
position.
back. Yeah.
Right, that's true. Teamwork. You brought your passion for racing from Guyana to Canada. What was the biggest challenge in starting this shop back in '97?
Finance, we started off really small. It was a dream that we know we had the skill and expertise to do it. Obviously, we didn't have the finance to open
We're very young.
full-blown shop that we would have really wanted to start with. So you can say that we start from the ground up.
Love Money family helped us pull the money together in order to secure the rental place,
The
buying the
challenge,
inventory, and starting the business from the ground up. It was all family donation that helped us.
Yeah. So again, in that sense, it was finance. But when it comes to the dedication, the commitment, and the drive, it was already ahead waiting. It was just to put things together. And when the finance came and ready, we just opened the shop, and that was no turning back, because we knew that what we have to offer the community was what the community want, and we meet and exceed the expectation in many years for the last 29 years.
To add to that, in some sense, we were well received by the community, and without that we wouldn't be here. They support us, and we were well received. That's why we're here today.
And we not only well received, we feel that you get your community to support you. You must reach out back to your community. And the last 29 years, we have done countless support for the local community in many different aspects, such as donating to different charity, or bringing on special need kids to work with us in the shop during the summertime. So it's not just that. We became a community bike shop, a community involved bike shop, where we reach out back to our community, because we live here and we feel that the community is part of us and we are part of the community. And so in that sense, that we drive together to build each other. We help the community, and the community help build us.
And we help the youth in the community. Like, we have fostered and trained many high school co-op kids who have turned out to actually work with us part-time over the years. Like Rick had indicated, we do a lot of donation we have done services with the Boys and Girls Club of North Etobicoke for years.
All the little
we've done
junior schools.
Stuff with TCI, high school, NACI. We have done donate quite a bit to those schools in the community.
Wow, nice. That's really good. Giving back. A lot of other business Yeah, they should definitely follow you guys and definitely do that. From classic bikes to new e-bikes, how has the Etobicoke cycling scene changed over the years?
Well, as a bike mechanic, I can say we have seen a lot of changes in the industry, you know, like it's a fad. The bike world has always been a fad. Like certain years you might find mountain bike to take a set of reign, you know what I mean, where they will run their course for 5-10 years. And then you have the BMX or you have the racing bike. So it's a fad, it goes and comes, but the consistency has been there in terms of people who like cycling, stay in cycling regardless of what aspect of cycling they choose to keep themselves fit in. If it's a mountain bike or BMX or a racing bike or
Or a
just a
hybrid.
casual city bike to get out and enjoy the Humber Trail, their neighborhood, downtown in the Toronto waterfront, you know, whatever they choose to use of their mode of cycling, you know, so the bikes change over here, but there's certain technology that has changed too with the bikes, but certain fundamentals still remain the same. A bicycle is a bicycle, and it does need a lot of help and support to maintain the bicycle, and that's why we exist as a bike shop to offer that service to people to keep their bike alive.
With regards to your question, we have seen some changes. Yes, the e-bicycle has taken a foothold in the bike industry in a whole. We've seen an increase in e-bicycle and the demand for e-bikes, where most of the people that are using it are people who don't have a car that's using a bike to commute to work, or we have students going to school with their e-bikes, and some of the students are doing the Uber Eats in the evening, part-time job. We also have lots of elderly people who would love to cycle, but may have had surgery and can't pedal on their own, so the e-bike is a benefit to them. They can still get outdoor and get a little bit of exercise, but have the help of the e-bike capability.
To assist them in that sense.
Right. So what does it mean to see generations of family come into your shop for their first bikes?
It is a joyful thing to see that we've been here for 29 years and to know we've seen a kid who was 7 or 10 and now they're in their late 30s, to see they're bringing their kids back.
Trusting in us.
Trusting us. They may have moved, say, to Brampton, to Oakville, but they come back to us.
Because the connection that they had built with us, the bond that they built with the shop, knowing that the shop is Rick and Rob, and that having that relationship with us, they feel like they don't need to go anywhere else, because they know that we are here to help them. And when they come to bring their first, their child to purchase their first bike from us, they trust in us to making sure that we will provide that, making sure that their child get the best bike and the best service behind it. And that's why the relationship.
It's a joy to see the repeat customers with the newer generation in that sense.
Right. What's the most common mistake people make when trying to maintain their own bikes at home?
We've seen that as a bike mechanic, like using the wrong oil. They will use, cooking oil to put on their chain. Like that is, the most common stuff we see, because they will leave the bike outside, the chain will get rusted, and they have no clue that, lubrication is specifically designed to withstand,
Repel the oil.
Repel the water,
yeah.
In that sense. So it's designed for the chain, and it's designed for a different kind of heat. But they will put cooking oil, and cooking oil, it's basically meant for heat. So the heat will keep it liquefied. If it's out, the air will dry it becomes gum. So that I would say one of that, and also like trying to put in a tube on the bike and damaging it,
Using a spoon, the back of a
screwdriver, So those are some of the fun things that we encounter. It's
second, another thing with relation to the e-bikes, we've seen many, they think if the brake is not working, they'll spray WD-40 on it. That actually makes it 10 times worse, because WD-40 works as like a lubricant, and then the brake becomes oily and the brake pad doesn't hold. So that's one of the most common thing we've been seeing.
Nice. I'm not gonna lie, I'm guilty of also putting oil on the chain. I used to do that a lot. I thought that would actually work. And you know what? My chain is actually rusty right now. I'm like, well, it would work. What am I going to, well, it works. So you actually just taught me something.
Yeah.
Have you ever used the fact that you're identical twins to play a prank on a customer or a vendor?
No, because, we opened the shop to be very transparent and professional to customers, because that's what you want, for them to respect you, trust in you, right? Build that relationship with you of wanting to come to give you their business. So what we will do, like sometimes customers are a little confused, and we will, we'll break the ice by letting them know up front that we are twins. And, if you do come here and, you say hi and Rob didn't respond in that way because you dealt with me, don't feel anywhere offended, because he don't know you, right? And but once you explain, the customer explain, hey, I dealt with Rick, and and then we will break it down to let them know we're here to help equally, but because you dealt with one of us before not seeing the other.
I may not be here at the time when, Rick was helping that customer. So, or the customer may come when Rick is not here, and they go, how come you didn't say hi or something?
Yeah.
Oh, I was dealing with you a few days ago. So we have
get
that.
it. We don't have a problem. We understand people call us Rick or Rob or Rick, mix the name. We understand, because, it's something
the nature
that
of being
people,
twins.
Yeah, and also, like, many people are not dealing with twins every day, and when they do encounter it, sometimes they make that little error. We're totally understanding.
Customers do misidentify us on a regular basis, and they don't offend us at all.
We don't have anything, because we know they're human being, and they're capable of making that little error, because
we look alike.
And we understand it. We don't have anything. We find it a little bit fun to help them out, and hey, we're twins. Are you sure? You know what I mean? Are you sure you're not the same guy that just came from the back? No, it's my twin brother. I'm a twin.
Yeah, they get confused. It's a little bit funny and
we don't
jovial
have-
at times. Yeah.
Because the store is a family business, so we keep it in the sense that you're dealing with two real person. You understand, and we are the shop. We are everything. So when you build a relationship with us, and you come in, and if you make that, we're just here to make things more fun for you at times, right?
Right.
And make your shopping experience very relaxed and inviting, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
So what does it feel like actually looking at each other, knowing that, hey, I'm looking at myself? It's pretty much like looking at yourself in the mirror.
I guess it's something that, to answer it, that we grew up, you grew up because you know you're twins, and you already accept that, and you start to live with it. So you already know every day when you're seeing yourself, you're seeing your twin brother, right? And that becomes like a second nature thing to you, to your life. You just live with it every day. It's like when you see your sibling, you know it's your sibling. The end of the day, you understand that it's a blood relationship there, but you share it a little different because it's a bond of being twins. You have a little bit more closeness than a normal sibling would. But that doesn't take away anything that your siblings are not close to you in any way. It's just that you shared something a little different that identify you of being twins. And, your other siblings are not twins, right? But aside from that, it's a joyful thing to have in your life, because not many people are twins, and twins are a gift in that sense, right? Because you are identical genes, right? You don't get that every day, right?
So what was the toughest year for the business, and how did you lean on each other to get through it?
That is a great question. In terms of tough years, we had a couple hit and miss, in that sense. But we stay strong because we look at it, once we're here together, we're going to work together and understand the difficulties that come every day to deal with together, because it is a blessing to the sense that we still have the ability to come and open the shop every day, and we work together, like say if Rob is going to purchase something and the dollar figure doesn't really add up because things are a little tough for us, we work together and we break the numbers down, and then we will make a decision together to help each other out, because his point of view might not be the same point of view at me, but if we break it down, put paper and pen together and work the numbers out, and then we get a bigger picture of it, we make a better business decision to help to keep the business alive. Because at the end of the day, we're here to do business, and to keep the business alive so the consumer can come and utilize the business.
Right.
In terms of tough financial year sales, it's been up and down, but it's been more in a positive. The toughest year was COVID. During COVID, the demand was through the roof for bikes and services, but then we had that restriction where, we weren't able to interact face-to-face or more closely with customers. So navigating that was extremely tough. That was the toughest year for us. Stress-wise, we were very stressed out because you couldn't deal with customer. You would have to write a note and then pass it to the door and all that kinds of stuff.
The government regulation that they had during COVID the restriction was very difficult, and one time you're not allowed to open, and the other time you were allowed to open. But these are the restrictions: the 6 foot, 6 foot distance among people, and all these things. The mask requirement. It was challenging, but we hung tight. We survived, and the good thing is, as Rob said, we survived. But the good thing is, the consumer that was coming to us was very understanding, to understand that we didn't put these restrictions on the business or the environment itself, that it's there, and they understand that we are here to work together to try to accomplish a goal for them, and that is to have them to get their bike fixed so they can get out and enjoy it. So they were very accommodating with a lot of the restrictions with us.
Yeah, a lot of them figure out what was happening with the demand going through the roof, and the supply was minimal and limited, and they all understand in terms of the repairs, the repair volume had went up. So some of them were very easygoing and acknowledge the fact, okay guys, if it'll take 3, 4, 5 days more, I'm fine with that for you guys.
Because we were overwhelmed, and they understand before, because about 70-80% were still our loyal customers. So when they come to the shop during the COVID time and say, guys, I need my bike fixed, and we say, for example, John, your bike could be an extra 3 day late. They understand because they know that we're dealing in the COVID environment.
And we've never really done that in the past, where tell them they have to wait extra long to get the bike. So
Right, nice. Staying in business for 29 years is rare. What is the secret to your endurance in a changing market?
So I can say in terms of answer, it's a commitment to the customer. Once you stay committed and transparency to the customer, keep things on a transparent level. Like, don't have any hidden agenda. If the customer comes in, keep things transparent, and that is a focus that we did initially when we established the business. For example, if you look at our service area, it's completely transparent. So it's an open concept, because the end of the day, if you change a part for the customer, you want to replace that part, give them the broken part, or show them that you're replacing that part. And once you create that environment where they see transparency, the becoming committed to coming to the bike shop grows quick.
Well, the transparency builds credibility.
The credibility and the trust. They trust in you much more, because it's not a hidden agenda. They don't, your bike went into the back of a warehouse to get fixed. They're seeing everything, right? They're seeing it, and that helps why we stay alive, is because customer likes that. They like to see their bike fixed and know that there's nothing hidden. If I charge a price, they see why you charge them, because you replace the part. And to add, they like it because sometimes they get a bonus, and that what helps us grow our customer base, because we might be working on the bike and they go, guys, as you're on it, can you just check my brake or something small? And we go, no problem, your brake needs adjusting. Because you're interacting with them, so they can share that the bike needs something else to be addressed. As I'm the one that is fixing the bikes most of the time. You don't have a problem pumping their wheels extra for them, or putting a little bit of oil for them on their chain that needs it. So in that sense, we did this, and it's turned out to be the best benefit for the shop, because we don't have people second guess us. You see where I'm coming from? Like, oh, what did you do? What did you fix on my bike, right? So that way takes away that doubt from them.
Right, that is true. Yeah. Yeah, no, it makes the customer more comfortable being able to see their bike being worked on and knowing that they're not getting gypped. As a customer, like if I was to walk away and you charge me a price for a certain amount of hours, how much hours did you actually put into that work? You know what I mean?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, that's really good. Where do you see Bicycle Depot 10 years from now? Are there plans to expand or try something new?
No, expansion wouldn't be because we've already passed that stage. We like to keep it the way it's been because the formula had worked for us from the inception of opening the shop. It hasn't changed. It just got, I wouldn't say that it hasn't changed. It has evolved over the years to accommodate the
And
different
refined.
customers and the different bikes that has changed now. The e-bike is in the market, so we tailor the shop to accommodate the e-bike customers.
Yeah, we have a
I mean,
selection
we
of
would
e-bikes.
like to do some changes in our life, 29 years ongoing. It's a long, 33 decades, it's pretty long. It can be, well, I would love to challenge something else new in my life in a few years from now.
Nice. For the young entrepreneurs watching, what is the single most important lessons you learn about starting and scaling a business from scratch in Toronto?
That's a really decent, a really good question for the youth of today. I would say one is staying focused and have a vision in terms of, if you're going to be going after financial gain and thinking that you're going to be rich tomorrow, then, a bike business is not for you. It takes time to grow it. And once you grow it, like Rick said earlier, we're a testament that we're here for 29 years. So staying focused, you have to love. One of the main things is just choose a career or a job or a field that you really enjoy being in and dealing with stuff.
Yes, if you have that love for what you do, when you
It's
get
not
up in
really
the
a
morning,
job.
when you get up in the morning, you're getting up in the morning doing something you love. And once you have that energy within you, then nothing else will stop
it shows in your work.
And then once you do that, whoever you're around, you portray that positive vibe because that's something you're doing that you love, right? And once that's there, any business will grow. Any goals that you have will able to be accomplished because you're driving from your goals to your goal because you're doing it from your heart. It's something that you truly love, enjoy doing, right? And once you find you're at that stage where you don't love it anymore, then it's time to get out because then you're not going to be enjoying doing it and it will affect whoever is around you.
Yeah.
Right. Nice. So in this segment, I like to call rapid fire. I'm going to ask you guys a couple questions and just say the first thing that comes to your mind. Mountain or road bikes?
I'm big into the road bikes. I've been biking since in Guyana as a kid. And
Road bike is much more fun.
I enjoy it because I'm able to ride farther and go and see the country area and stuff like that. Enjoy the summertime.
Nice. So who's the faster mechanic?
Rick is.
Yeah. I mean, I love bikes and I find myself having the skill to challenge anything. And I have a saying that I usually tell a lot of our customers that brings all kinds of bikes in the shop. Between the two of us, and not because we've been in the industry so long and have the experience, I think it came from our background being from South America, learning to deal and grow up with not having a lot of stuff and having to be creative to make what you have work. And we usually tell our customer, if I tell you I cannot fix that bike, mean it cannot be fixed. Because we do not pass up on any challenge. But once it reaches a stage where I tell you, please don't waste your money, I'm helping you to save money.
That's one in terms of the feasibility factor of fixing the bike, but also the safety factor. Certain things we cannot do because of insurance. If the frame is broken, we cannot weld it because of insurance. So certain things we will have to say no to.
Right. So what was your very first bike?
As a kid growing up,
Yeah. Like the very first
like
bike.
hand-me-down stuff put together just enough for us to get to learn to ride and stuff like that. it would like be a single speed, we call it no frills bike, just a
Yeah.
1-speed bike. You learn to ride, and then that's how you grow into it, right?
Right. Nice. So when you guys disagree, who's the boss?
I don't think that kind of question, in a sense, we have our disagreement, but there's no boss, because we come to the store to a common goal, and he's not boss and I'm not boss, because the customer we look after. The customer is the driving force in the shop, right? If the two of us have disagreement, it's between us, but it's not because who is boss or
Reflecting
who
to
is
the
not.
customer.
Because the end of the day is to taking care of the customer who comes into the shop. And they're the one that is driving the business, right? You're just there to making sure that they end up leaving the shop a happy customer. So it's not about, I'll take the boss role or not. We don't see it that way, because the shop is a family business.
Right. Nice. And that's a wrap with Ricky and Robbie from Bicycle Depot. If you're in the 416 and you need a tune-up or a new ride, make sure to come and check them out. Big shout out to the twins for the gems today. This is K Production 416 Remix. We're out. Nice.
That's it.
Thank you guys.
That was good.
Hello.
What do you got?